Nairobi is the epicenter of politics in this country. And in February, the residents of Nairobi will be going to the polls to elect their new governor. But ODM party, which is the dominant party in Nairobi, will not sponsor a candidate in that by-election. And that move is posing a serious dilemma to Raila Odinga. In this video, I want us to look at the dilemma which Raila Odinga is facing in Nairobi after failing to do two things. Number one, the ODM party did not attract serious candidates for the Nairobi Gubernatorial race. And number two, the move by the party to withdraw from that particular election. But before we do that, if you're watching this video for the first time, I want you to take a second or two and click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And I want to thank you guys so much for the support you provided to this channel in 2020. 2021, I hope it's going to be better. Yesterday, I asked you guys to give the video which I made thumbs up because it helps YouTube. And you did exactly that. And I hope you noticed that even the viewership went up so fast just because of the fact that you clicked the thumbs up button. Please, you can do the same for this particular one. Now back to the main issue. Makwiny Sonko was impeached. Makwiny Sonko was not an ordinary politician. Makwiny Sonko's entry into politics through a by-election in Makadara was very interesting. And the way he has exited the political scene is also dramatic. Makwiny Sonko won against all odds to become the governor for Nairobi. As a matter of fact, and I strongly believe so, that Makwiny Sonko, if we had a working system, was not qualified to even in the first place run as the governor for Nairobi. Nairobi County is not your ordinary county. Nairobi County is the capital city of Kenya. So which means if we have a meeting, global meeting, where the mayor for New York is there, the governor for these big cities are there, Nairobi was going to be represented by Makwiny Sonko. But that's the choice of the people of Nairobi. But Makwiny Sonko was impeached. And that impeachment of Makwiny Sonko has occasioned a by-election in Nairobi. What I'm not sure about is whether President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga were prepared for the by-election. But one thing I also know is that in politics, everything is designed that way. So probably the mere fact that Sonko was impeached, it means President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga had a clear strategy on how they were going to go about that by-election. And that's why in their arrangement, ODM is not sponsoring a candidate in Nairobi. Jubilee Party, on whose ticket Makwiny Sonko was elected, is going to provide the candidate. But there's an arrangement that ODM Party is likely to provide a running mate. And the fact that ODM Party is not going to sponsor a candidate there is providing Raila Odinga with some of the biggest political dilemmas he's going to face moving forward. I want us to go through those dilemmas very fast. Number one is the running mate dilemma. Let's face it. Who is likely to be the running mate to Dennis Waweru? Because so far, only two people submitted the application. There is Agnes Kagure, and then there is Dennis Waweru. I'm banking on Dennis Waweru to win I'm actually betting on Dennis Waweru to win the Jubilee nomination. But you can't tell. Assuming it's either Dennis Waweru or Agnes Kagure, who is going to be the running mate? That's the biggest dilemma Raila Odinga is facing. Is he going to allow a Luo to be the running mate? Because in the last election, 2013, Kidero was the governor. So Luos lost Nairobi. So is he going to allow another Luo to deputize either Dennis Waweru or Anne Kagure? Because doing that would pacify the Luo as a community in Nairobi to vote for Dennis Waweru. But what about the Kambas? Kambas stood with Raila Odinga. That's the reality. They stood with Raila Odinga in 2013, in 2017. Now they're losing the Nairobi seat. Raila Odinga is also not promising to support Kalonzo Musyoka the way he promised. So is he going to appease the Kambas by providing them with a running mate? What about the lawyers who have stood with Raila Odinga? And the population of lawyers in Nairobi is also not small. In fact, I always believe that Kikuyu are the majority, followed by lawyers, Kambas, and then Luos. But people have corrected me because I made that allegation on this channel. People have corrected me that actually the biggest tribe is the Kikuyu, followed by Luos. And their argument is that I should count the number of Luo MPs in Nairobi. I should also count the number of Luo MCs in Nairobi. And apart from that, I should also count the constituencies which are predominantly Luos like Langata, Kebra, and others. So Luos are number 2. But lawyers have always stood with Raila Odinga and needs their support. Is he going to provide them with the running mate? But that's not the biggest dilemma, in my considered opinion. The biggest dilemma Raila Odinga is facing in Nairobi, as far as running mate is concerned, is Jubilee and ODM alliance. Jubilee Party and ODM Party are not in any coalition agreement. And because of that, ODM Party cannot produce a running mate to Jubilee candidate. They can go around that by making that guy, if they've identified him, let's say they've identified Makwiny as the running mate, or they've identified Ann Mwalo, I'm just mentioning a name, as the running mate, then they'll have to convince that running mate to resign from ODM Party and join Jubilee. If that's not going to happen, then they'll have to draft a coalition agreement. And I want to take you through parliamentary changes which happened in this country. Samuel Pugisho could not have been the majority leader at the National Assembly, at the Senate, sorry, unless KANU entered into an agreement. So KANU and Jubilee entered into an agreement, coalition agreement, and that's when now Pugisho could serve as the majority leader. I'm looking at that scenario in Nairobi. And that's the biggest dilemma Raila Odinga is facing. The second dilemma is facing is the ODM Party popularity in Nairobi. The truth and the fact of the matter is that ODM Party has dominated the politics of Nairobi for a long time. In 2007, they had the majority of councillors in Nairobi, the majority of members of parliament. In 2013, I think they also had the majority. In 2013, then they lost some of the members of parliament. So Jubilee controlled majority of MPs and MCs. Because, Jubilee decided to fail just as Jubilee. But in NASA, we had Wipers fielding, we had ANC, we had ODM Party messing up nominations, and then those who lost unfairly running to other NASA-affiliated parties to contest. And they lost. But at the presidential level, ODM Party under NASA banner actually managed to defeat Uhuru Kenyatta. So in short, based on those numbers alone, you can comfortably say that Raila Odinga is the most popular politician in Nairobi. But there's a challenge now. They are now not sponsoring a candidate. If they're not sponsoring a candidate, then how do you claim that you are the most popular party? How? Raila Odinga is doing this in the hope that President Uhuru Kenyatta is going to endorse and support him, or Jubilee Party is going to endorse and support his presidential bid. And as a matter of fact, if that were to happen, I am certain that one of the demands which are going to be put on the table would be Nairobi. But that move of not sponsoring a candidate in Nairobi, in my view, is a major headache for Raila Odinga. How he's going to handle it after this, I don't know. But there's a chance that he's going to take the lead in the campaign. Remember, if you have a Jubilee candidate running and you are an ODM supporter, then you go to a rally, then it means the only thing you are going to do, you are going to popularize that party. The candidate, unless they are going to devise a new way, but the candidate is going to run under Jubilee colors. The red and the famous Jubilee logo. Orange color, which has always painted Nairobi, is not going to be there. So let us wait and see how they are going to design this campaign. Otherwise, if it's not going to be designed well, then it's going to be a big problem. The third dilemma, in my view, is what I call the Kamba Factor in Nairobi. Kambas stood with Raila Odinga. They've lost Nairobi. That's the reality. And they're not going to win it. And I don't see any possibility of another Kamba emerging as popular as Mike Sonko in the near future. I would have wished a situation where Kalonzo was presented as the handshake candidate in Nairobi to appease the Kambas. But again, Kalonzo cannot allow himself to be the governor for Nairobi because he believes he has been the vice president of the Republic of Kenya. He's a party leader. He has the ability to lead the country. But how is Raila Odinga going to deal with the Kamba factors if he's going to support Dennis Waweru? How is he going to convince Kambas that I'm with you? Unless he's going to tell them to provide a running mate. But if that is not going to happen, and the relationship between Raila and Kalonzo deteriorates further, then I see a major problem for Raila Odinga and his presidential bid in 2022. So in his mind, Raila Odinga, I'm sure, is working very hard on how to deal with the Kamba factor in Nairobi. Now, the fourth dilemma which Raila Odinga is facing is how to rally supporters, his supporters, the ODM supporters, to support the Jubilee candidate. Remember, Jubilee supporters have refused up to now to embrace Raila Odinga, especially those from the central Kenya region. Now they have a candidate they are likely to support. And Raila Odinga has his supporters. How will Raila Odinga tell his supporters? How is he going to tell them? What message is he going to relate to them to support Dennis Waweru? I know Raila Odinga is the only politician in this country who has followers. The rest have supporters. And I've always explained the difference between a follower and supporter on this platform severally. A supporter is someone who can easily change. So they support you for an election, then the next day they change. Like you can talk of the people who supported Uhuru Kenyatta. They supported Uhuru Kenyatta not because they love him, but they supported Uhuru Kenyatta probably because Uhuru was their kinsman, or probably Uhuru promised them the presidency after his term. So they were just supporting him. But Raila Odinga has followers. People you can tell, today take your voter's card to Kotene Uhuru Park and then we ban them. They will ban. So those people will easily go and support the Jubilee candidate. But they are supporters, those who support Raila Odinga. Either they believe that Raila Odinga is better than the other candidate. They believe that Raila Odinga is a better option. Yeah, so they've been supporting Raila Odinga. So some of these people, how is he going to rally them to support the Jubilee candidate? Maybe he has a strategy. And lastly is the party visibility dilemma. When a by-election is happening, then your party participates, then you need visibility. Assuming ODM is not going to sponsor a candidate in Nairobi, what's going to happen is very simple. Orange colors will not be there. The caravan will not have orange colors unless they are going to devise a strategy. So it means if we are going to have 3 candidates, we are going to have ODA candidate, we are going to have Jubilee candidate, and maybe another independent candidate, and the third alliance candidate like Miguna, then those guys will have their billboards. They'll have their banners, they'll have their t-shirts printed all over. ODM color will be missing. So the party visibility will not be felt there unless Jubilee is going to agree with ODM to brand the candidate using the orange color, but yeye ni mtu wa Jubilee. Or they are going to agree the way they did in Mbakasi South, where I could see Jubilee people coming with their Jubilee t-shirts, the ODM people coming with their ODM t-shirts. So that if Dennis Waweru is going to print t-shirts, then he's going to print t-shirts on ODM colors, others Jubilee colors. When he's going to do billboards, some will be in ODM, some will be in Jubilee. The challenge is someone might take that to courts, to challenge that in court. Thank you guys, and please, may you have a good day. I really love you guys, just from the bottom of my heart. As a sign from you guys, also just mark your presence by clicking thumbs up on this video. Thank you guys, and please may you have a good day.